Hey guys, I'm Carly Gustafson. I'm a student in experimental psychology. I'm a psychology major and also an intercultural studies major. I did my experiment on reliability of eyewitness testimony. So I wanted to test if eyewitness testimony is reliable or not because oftentimes in court or even just in conversation, it's used as a reliable source of evidence. I hypothesize that there will be a significant difference in the questionnaire score between males and females because I assume that they pay attention to detail at different levels. So the null hypothesis would be that there's no significant difference between the questionnaire score between males and females. The literature review, because of how common eyewitness testimonies are in court, like I said, when sentencing criminals, it's important that the judge know how reliable those testimonies are. Because even though a person can really believe that what they're saying or what they remember is true, memory can be deceptive. And there have been many scientific studies showing that even phenomenons among like large groups of people that memory can be deceiving. For example, Curious George, a lot of people as a group remember him having a tail, but he doesn't. So our memory, as sure as we can be of it, can be deceptive. One of my sources, which was an article, The General Acceptance of Psychology Research on Eyewitness Testimony, recalls 63 different experts who called an eyewitness in to testify. And many of these, at least some of the details in the testimony were falsified. At least 80% was reliable enough to present in court, which means 20% was falsified because of deceptive memory. And because there are a lot of serious cases, such as crime, murder or something worse, it is important that people's memories and what they're, promising in court is actually true. For my experiment, I showed a video of a burglary, and it kind of threw people off because they were watching a card trick and then there was a robbery in the background. So they would watch the video and then there was a questionnaire to test the subject's memory of the scene. So the goal was to investigate if memory such as watching that crime would be falsified, and then people could be falsely condemned because of that. And these are my citations for my literature review. My methodology. So first, I found the video of the robbery. I went through a lot of different videos trying to find one that would be good to test memory on. But because of this recent pandemic, I had a hard time finding samples and making sure this was reliable, so I had to use a convenient sample. I wanted to use a random sample and do my experiment at school, but this was what we had to do, unfortunately. I emailed out instructions with the video and the questionnaire to about 50 people, and I got, I think, 20 males and 20 females back. So the people would first watch the video and then look at the questions and answer the 10 questions. And it was 1 out of 10, scoring 1 point for every correct answer. And these are my results. The p-value was 0.015, which on the scale from 0.01 makes it significant. The difference between males and females. Males actually scored better on this, which was a surprise to me. I assumed females would pay more attention to details such as what someone was wearing or what they looked like, but I'm thinking because it was a crime scene, males were more apt to pay attention to what was actually going on. But overall, every single person missed 2 or more of the 10 questions, showing that at least some of the results or some of the testimony would have been falsified. My conclusion is that I accept my hypothesis. There was a significant difference between males and females for their eyewitness accounts, and therefore I reject the null hypothesis that there's not a significant difference. Overall, I discovered that there are serious limitations to eyewitness testimony, making it at least somewhat unreliable as a form of evidence. According to my test, males remembered more accurate details of the crime than females. So, as far as the court goes, what I set out to find was that there is a significant difference between males and females' memory, and that both are troublesome and not as reliable as you would hope for a court setting as far as condemnation goes and a sentence. So, although many do believe that it is the best type of evidence, it can be falsified accidentally, even with the best intentions. The limitations to my experiment, as I said, because of the pandemic, I wasn't able to do a random sample. So I had to send it out and do a convenient sample just with the people I knew. And also, because I had to send it out instead of doing it in person, I can't say with 100% certainty that the video was not watched more than once. I asked that they watch the video one time and then look at the questions, not the questions first, and that they only watch it one time, even if they miss something. But because I wasn't there, I can't be sure that they didn't or that they followed the instructions correctly. And that is all I have. Thank you for listening.